What's good, Miami Hurricane fans? All right, this your boy Livewire Sports Media, and it's been a while since I did any Miami Hurricanes report since it's the off season and the season about to come back in full circle. So yesterday, Miami held its first um, spring game, the first for Cam Ward, the new Miami quarterback, transfer out of Washington State, and the third for Mario Cristobal. My overview for the game was pretty good. For the first and foremost, you have veterans like Isaiah Restrepo back. You had Ja'Cory Brown back. You know, after we thought he was going to exit last year, he did play in the bowl game, but Miami lost that. We got new quarterback. We got returning quarterback from injury, Emory Williams. A little pretty decent. We got Poppensberger, the other quarterback. He came in and played some, but the first half of the game was pretty. Was to see what Cam Ward can do. I honestly he played pretty simple. I mean, you can't take much from a spring game to say the least, because the fact of the matter is that it is a spring game. They're not going to show their whole cards. The whole offense is not going to be installed. It just running routes, executing, see where the defense, see where the offensive line is at, and everything like that. Cam Ward's first pass was a completion of Isaiah Restrepo, and on a cornerback on a comeback route. Um, but you could have seen there are some development connections between Cam and Restrepo, which is going to be fun to see this season. How much, because Restrepo draws a lot of attention. He was the go-to guy for Tyler Van Dyke in last year, but we need others to step up. And I think there's going to be some others that's going to really show their promise. I think Cam Ward is going to be able to develop continuity with some other receivers. Um, Also, in the game, you had, I mean, Cam Ward had 3 touchdown passes in that game. The what I think it was the orange beat the white. I mean, the white beat the orange for 34-10, something like that. But nevertheless, um, this was, to me, I feel like it was a pretty good showing overall for these guys. Um, you can't really, I don't want to take too much away, because you had guys like Chase Brown forced a fumble off of Emory Williams on the defense. That's something that we want to see, because you know that Kitchens and Williams is gone out of the safety, but Demetrius Freeney, he had a pick six, so that what that's showing is going to help him solidify things in the back end. Marquise Lightfoot on the defense, he had a fumble recovery also. So that was pretty good to see that the defense is stepping up a little bit. Um, Ronald Curry Jr., he got a sack on third and long, where he was one of the guys Mario talked about being a standout in spring practice. So that's good to see. Now, on the offensive side, Reese Poppensberger threw a dart on a deep crosser to tight end Riley Williams, which I want to see a little bit more. Riley Williams, he is, dang it, the dude is really big, really big. So I want to see that. I think Riley Williams could be a big contributor. I do want to see other tight ends get in there and do some of the things that they needed to do. But it was a perfect ball placement. Williams was flagged for a tackle of the defender on the next play that wiped out the nice run by JoJo or Ray Joseph. Which Ray Joseph is going to be spectacular also. I really feel that. Um, JoJo did sky for a catch that and he held it while being upended. So but it was not a new game. It was not a huge game, but the acrobatic catch made it more, you know, spectacular in that sense. Um, Back to Cam Ward. I mean, you could see that to me, I think Cam Ward, he ran some, but you could tell he wants to be a passer. But I think his elusiveness is going to be a deception for a lot of defenses this year. I do believe Miami going to win more games that they have in the first two seasons under Mario, because you have a quarterback that could come in and galvanize this team. It's not going to be the same as we had Tyler Van Dyke that throws a ball. He can't really move out the pocket. He sees goals. I think Cam Ward is going to be a different breed. I think the offensive line is going to get more entrenched, better than it was last year. I think the running game is going to solidify itself a whole lot. Chris Wheatley looked good, you know what I'm saying, yesterday. I really liked what I seen from him. I just some of the things that me personally, I feel like this team is spring practice. I keep saying it's spring practice. It's going to develop this team in a lot of different ways that we haven't seen. It's going to take off. I think I was impressed with Poffenberger, even though he threw that interception, but he showed that he can move out the pocket pretty good. Not Riley Williams, but Emory Williams, he looked to seem like he has recovered from that the injury pretty well. Now I think the backup quarterback position is going to come down to Ja'Cory Brown and Emory Williams, and which Emory Williams started last year, but until he got hurt in he started for Tyler Van Dyke until he got hurt in the Florida State game. But Ja'Cory Brown, to me, I feel like I want to see more passing from him, how he's developed as a passer. I still haven't seen that from him yet. And I don't know if he's going to be able to stay at Miami next year after the season once Cam Ward goes pro, because I want to see. I know Ja'Cory got the legs. He showed that yesterday in spring game. The dude is tall, lanky. He looked like he'd put a little bit muscle on. I just feel like Ja'Cory needs to. I want to see more passing. I want to see really good passing, because I think Emory Williams right now, if I had to pick, I think Emory Williams would have been that the backup to Cam Ward. And Poppensberger, I think he has a shot too. So I think Ja'Cory Brown, he's going to need to really sustain himself. Now I'm gonna play a clip from Mario. He talked about what he evaluated and stuff. So
I hope you guys enjoyed today's event. First and foremost, shout out to the alumni that came out so strong yesterday. There were approximately, close to 300 alumni, and Coach Rick and his wife Catherine, graced us with their presence as well. And Carol Sofer talked about them and the contributions they had made, and then our alumni. I mean, Devin Hester spoke, Andre Johnson spoke very powerfully, and then Michael Irvin took the stage, and it really impacted our players. We need to see that, we need to feel that, do that more and more. And then I came out today and saw, a lot, even though it's been an offense versus defense, sets that we know and plays that we know. It's good to see guys compete and try to win their one-on-ones, and have, some plays that were positive and some obviously that were not as positive, but guys did compete. And we got a lot of plays in, a lot to work off and look off of film, and go from there and get ready for the offseason.
Coach, off the top of your mind, what stood out to you the most after watching the game?
Well, to me, what stands the most is what happened throughout spring ball. A team that, for the most part, went back and forth. A team that found a way to, if the defense is not having a good day, they dig themselves out, and then the vice versa. Where competition was increased at a lot of positions, and some of the needs that are a little bit more clear, they were assessed and we improved, and then some might have to be improved now going forward, right? A lot of stuff goes on now, after today. But overall, just a team that's progressing, a team that's really understanding and growing and developing.
Mario, what do you think of Cam Ward today, especially his ability to improvise on some throws?
Did some good stuff. We dropped some passes. The pass rush is a real one. When a couple of those guys are are coming like they come, and we're not doing too many different things. It's hard to block those guys one-on-one. So he did a good job. Thought obviously Restrepo did a great job. Jacoby was limited but did some good things. Isaiah Horton had a great spring. The offensive line, defensive line, they battled all, the whole time. I thought all the quarterbacks did some good things, but Cam certainly is it's obvious, he's a guy, and he had not a good spring, a great spring.
Coach, the last 2 years you played in Fort Lauderdale.
Right.
How do you like playing on campus this time? Obviously a lot more energy, but the students and all that.
Right.
Fort Lauderdale, you were able to kind of let Broward County market the team up there.
I mean, it's, you got to pick a spot, and number one, extremely grateful to all the times that we've been up in Fort Lauderdale, but felt this was necessary. I mean, we have 300 alumni in town. Many of them have never seen all the advances campus has made, and I remember playing this game here and practicing here, and the way the energy that came with the community was something that we felt that we had to do for the student body, for the community, for the university, for our fans, for our players. They needed to feel that, and I'll tell you, in a short amount of time with what we had, they did a really good job setting up a really good environment, and our players enjoyed it. I think hot and cold. I think defending a guy like that is difficult. I think that we played some of our coverages really, really well and lost sight on some other ones. Some good moments of tackling, some other ones where guys got away from us. I'm talking about obviously the first half of it. I thought our pass rush was really good. I thought we were better in the interior, clogging up some of the holes in the run game. A couple spit out, but they more rolled off the table than gutted us. All in all, there were some solid things. Got to watch it on tape to make sure I'm getting the right info.
Coach, a sack and a fumble recovery by Marquise Lightfoot today. What would you like to see out of the freshman? Looking back to last spring, Ruben Dane kind of came onto the scene. What do you see from Lightfoot today?
Explosive, fast guy. He plays hard. He's learning the system. He's gained a lot of weight since he's been here. He's always eating, and he's got to keep eating. I have him take Zaquan with him and JoJo with him. It's like, I tell them if I see him without a sandwich in their hand, they got a problem. So a lot of improvement by him, and obviously being here early helps tremendously. Expecting a big offseason for him.
With the portal opening, again, just what's the work that goes into that for you and your staff? How do you prepare for that?
Well, it just starts like right now, this is a whole different phase now, right? The first part is making sure our people thank all the people that made this happen. That's number one. And then right to what we've been doing, we've been assessing, what are the areas that clearly need help? What are the ones that we've clearly improved at? What can we do well? What maybe we should get away from and not do? So the portal, we address things first with our players. That's the respectful way to do so. And we've got to get our roster to a certain number at some point in time. And those are the decisions, the conversations that are had. And they're very open and transparent. You go right to it. There's no, you can't pull, you've got to be just very truthful and straightforward when it comes to it.
What type of guy are you looking to bring in for the portable? What type of player are you looking to bring on and off the field into the program?
Well, I'll talk more about the intangibles and actual players, again, out of respect for our players and their positions. Just guys like great examples. Cam Ward's a great example. Mish Powell is a great example. CJ Clark is a great example. Kiko, when he got here, great example. Guys like that, they want to be great, they want to be elite, and they push culture. They work hard, they do the extra things, they're good people. There's nothing in them except competitive spirit and wanting and a desire to win. And when you have guys like that really care about the end result for everybody, it adds to the culture. You've got to always be very selective and make sure you're bringing in people that add to the roster, add to your, I would say, the ability of your team, right? The caliber of your team, but also that enhanced culture.
I know he's mainly playing running back out of necessity now, but Elijah Lofton, do you feel like he can be your running back moving forward solely, or do you feel like he's a versatile?
I think we assess everything. There's some things we did throughout spring ball that you guys didn't have a chance to see that are some conversations, guys playing different positions on both sides of the ball, at just about every position. So there's some things to discuss. He's obviously one of them, but he does a lot of things. You should see him on defense. He's an excellent player on defense as well. So we talked about Robbie, guys like Robert Stafford. There's a lot of guys that have multi-position value, very versatile. So we'll get to that right away.
Great. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you very much.
And then you have it. You hear Mario explaining what he brought down, like who had great games, like Isaiah Horton, which he did, had a great spring camp so far. All the quarterbacks. Miami's like 5 deep in quarterbacks right now. I believe it's Carr 1, which we know Carr is starting. You don't bring a high caliber transfer in and not him be the starter of this team. It just is not going to happen. I heard some commentators on the spring game saying that, oh, well, Ja'Cory Brown and Emory Williams have a chance to be the starter over Cam. That ain't about to happen. You don't bring a Cam Ward in and then say, oh, well, and this is his last year. And then you say, oh, well, guess what? He's going to be able to take a back seat. That's crazy. I do believe Miami had Cam Ward, Ja'Cory Brown, Emory Williams, Poppensberger, and Judd Anderson. Which Judd Anderson came in, he was the one that threw the pick. I thought it was Poppensberger, but it was Judd Anderson that came in. I think Judd Anderson is down on the list. I do believe the second spot is going to go to Ja'Cory or Emory. And then one of them will be third, either Ja'Cory or Emory. But I'm leaning more that Emory Williams is number 2, Ja'Cory number 3, then Poppensberger, then Judd Anderson. Cam Ward is number 1. That just I don't see it. Now Trevon Citizen, he came in. He played pretty well. So it's I didn't get to really watch the running backs too much. I was really more concerned of the quarterback. I want to see what the quarterback looked in the defense a little bit. The defense was overall much better in the second half than it was in the first half. It's pretty tough to fully evaluate them because of the limited contact. So you can't tell what it was, but they made some plays. They got some turnovers and stuff. So that's pretty great to see because Miami really would need to focus on creating turnovers a lot more. But overall, I think, like I said, this was just Miami's first detailed spring practice for some of these new guys. And I like what I've seen. I think Cam Ward's acceleration observation was pretty much show why he's going to be the guy. To me, I think he's going to be the top guy in the ACC as quarterbacks, even though you got a few transfers in. But also, you got Riley Leonard still at Duke. So to me, like I said, I really feel that he's going to be able to come in and do things that he needs to do. Now, I do want to play another clip from y'all from Cam Ward and listen to what he has to say.
Facing this way.
Yeah, face that way.
Thank you.
Rotate.
We appreciate it.
How would you sum up the spring game? Did you feel like you guys got a lot done out there?
Yeah, offensively and defensively, I think we did a lot. For us, just going in, making routine plays, I feel like that's the biggest thing that we want to accomplish. I think we did that from the first group all the way to the third and fourth string. So, we're pretty satisfied right now, but we got to watch the tape, see if the tape says.
And that connection you got with Isaiah Restrepo, you guys had a couple of nice plays together today. How have you guys been building that since you got here?
Good. Ex somebody who want to work. We were actually watching film right before the spring game. We've got a guy like that with you out there, receiver who knows how to win versus man, who can find soft spots in his zone. It's good for our offense.
Cam, it looks like some chemistry as well with Isaiah Horton. Talk about him and what he's done this spring.
Yeah, he's going to have a breakout year for sure. Him, one of the first players that's in the building every day. I see his car every day I pull in. And, he's somebody who just want to get better. From the plays he made last season to the plays he's going to make this season, you're going to see the difference in two. So I'm excited for him. He's somebody that, I can trust out there on the perimeter. He's going to make plays for us this fall.
Cam, on Tuesday, the transfer portal opens again. It's going to be an interesting time here because you guys are obviously going to be looking for players and whatnot. How much do you get yourself involved in the recruitment process after being recruited here by some of the guys that are here?
I get myself involved a lot. I was able to host Mish on his visit. When we had Melo here, the transfer to USC, I was able to host him. So, I want guys to come play for Coach Cristobal. Obviously I want some good teammates around me. And that's what we need. And, we're going to get the right guys in here this summer. I think you're going to see a different Hurricanes team this fall.
What kind of work do you guys have to put in this offseason to really get ready for August?
Just coming together more as a team. We real close right now, but once we get the new guys in, we all got to buy into the little things. The little things going to win and lose you games. We do that, I think we'll be all right.
How comfortable did you feel today and just your performance?
I feel very comfortable, especially behind the offensive line. Those 5 guys up front, you know, they got the hardest job on the field each and every day. You know, they got to come with the right mindset, and they're going to be the reason we win a lot of football games. I tell them that every day. You know, I'm just glad to be behind those front 5, and, you know, I know they're going to do all the dirty work.
So Cam, you came into a new offense. Now you've got some spring practice under your belt. How would you sum it all up? Like, you know, just the whole experience and where you feel this team is as you go forward here in the offseason?
For sure, blessing. For myself, from my journey, I've been blessed this whole time. So, you know, whenever you get guys like defensive players, DP, Jay Bridge, especially young guys like that who want to come in and work, want to push me to my limits. CJ Clark on the D-line, we go at it every day. So, you know, we're all blessed to be in this position to play for Miami. You know, we don't take it for granted because every day we shop on those pads, you never know when it could be your last. So, you know, just always got to be grateful for it.
Cam, how did it feel to play with the team out here on the field for the first time together as a unit in front of fans?
I felt good, especially knowing the work that we put in the last 14 practices. But, you know, it's a good thing that spring ball's over, so now we can start to come more together as a team with the new guys coming in. You know, just come August 31st, we'll be ready for that challenge.
How unique of a weapon is Elijah Lofton? I mean, just being a freshman and doing some of the things he does. Very
unique. The different skill set that he brings on the perimeter for us, in the backfield for us, pass protection. That guy's going to see a lot of snaps this year. You know, I'm excited for him. But I think the biggest thing about Elijah, you know, he works hard. You know, it's a lot of freshmen coming in with whatever stars they have. You know, they think they made it already. But, you know, he's starting back from the bottom, and he's for sure made his way back up to the top on this team.
Cam, you and Wes kind of chirping a little bit during the game. Just how fun has it been able to play against these guys this spring?
It's been good. The chirp you've seen from us is a lot worse in practice. So, you know, Wes, he's going to be a good defensive linebacker for us this year, especially learning behind Kiko. So he's got meaningful snaps this spring. I can't wait to see him ball out for sure in the fall.
Cam, what's your comfort level been behind Miami's offensive line?
About a 10. If I could break the scale, I'd probably break the scale. You know, those guys, when they put them paws on you, it's hard to get off of them. So, you know, from J-Rib to Zach, Indiana transfer coming in, to Coop being the vocal point of the O-line, you know, those guys, you know, they deserve everything that's about to come their way. You know, I think they're one of the best O-lines in the country. They're going to prove that this fall.
Cam, also, you had some talented players here on the field today, but you also got a lot of guys returning from injury, coming back, being ready for the fall. You know, looking at how that team's going to shape out, you know, what the potential do you see in this team today?
High potential, especially like JG. He went 1 for 1 with Teddy today. He ended up getting hurt in mid-spring camp. Kiko on defense. Bain, he's not 100% healthy, but he's healthy enough to go. So I think once we get everyone here in the summer, with the transfer, when CC gets healthy, the right tackle, we're gonna be a pretty good football team come fall.
When do you dive into that Gators film?
Probably August. Okay. Take a couple looks at it this summer. You know, I try to stay in the moment. I'm not real too worried about, you know, August 31st right now. Because in the day, whatever you watch right now is not going to be, you know, the same stuff they run in August. So, you know, I'm taking one day at a time, but I'll be ready.
Awesome. Thanks, Cam.
Thanks, Cam.
All right, you heard Cam Ward, what he said and everything, and I really applaud him because his leadership. This is what me personally I wanted from my quarterback. I was a huge Tyler Van Dyke fan for the last few years. He was with the Miami Hurricanes. I thought he would have had a potentially Heisman run. That didn't ever came to fruition. And then Tyler became a shell of himself last year and everything like that. So now it's moving on, and you need somebody that's vocal. You need somebody that's going to rally the guys, somebody that guys want to play for. I don't feel like the guys really wanted to play so much for Tyler as he continued to get hurt, and he is like he makes mental mistakes and stuff, and you can't tailor the offense the way it was needed around him. Because of the dangers. I think Miami lost a few games where they shouldn't have lost. Some due to coaching, some due to poor quarterback play. But nevertheless, I feel like now Cam Ward is going to step into that role. He sounds so mature, so galvanized. And like you said, we do have guys still out that's injured. And then you got the transfer portal. And the one thing about his leadership I love is that he said he's going to do whatever he can to get guys to come to Miami through the transfer portal. He's going to help Cristobal bring in guys. That's your quarterback. That's your leader of your team. When your guy steps up front like that and say, hey, that I want to be involved to help bring people here, that shows that he wants this program, because once he leaves, He knows that he's leaving this team in good standings with Mario and what he's going to do. And I feel like all the quarterbacks on this team should take note and say, well, hey, let's help Mario recruit. Yeah, this is why you need to come to Miami. This is the opportunity. We had a chance to change stuff. We had a chance to be different. That's what I like. So hats off to Cam Ward for his leadership so far and maintaining that this is why he came to Miami to help out these guys. So with that being said, guys, spring like they said, the transfer portal is about to reopen, so we do need to fill some more holes. We did lost a couple of people, but that doesn't stop the show from going on. Miami is poised to be 2 times better than it was the last 2 seasons. I think a playoff could be in the berth. I think the ACC championship could be in the cards as well. The schedule doesn't look as hindrance as it did the last 2 seasons, so I'm expecting great things from Miami Hurricane. But until my next Miami Hurricane report, continue to enjoy the off season, and if any news break for Miami Hurricanes, then I will bring it to you. Until then, your boy Livewire, and you always know when the season starts, you can check me out on live for Canes on the Daily. Until then, later.